Any system which takes care of enterprise-wide data needs to have robust mechanisms in place to make sure that not only the data is secure, but also it cannot be accessed by those who have authority to do so without any problems. Now let's see how Salesforce manages this through its security model. To put it briefly, the main pillars of this model are organization-wide settings, profile, permission sets, roles, and sharing settings. So for the purpose of this demo, we are going to consider three users. Let's see the details of these users. So here I have taken the screenshot of the user records. The first one is Lisa Baker. As you can see, she has a profile of sales manager and a role of CEO. The second user is Sean, who has profile of standard platform user and the role of CEO. And then there is Susan, who also has the standard platform user profile and the role is of CFO. Now, if you see the role hierarchy, CFO and COO are reporting to the CEO. So, Sean and Susan are reporting to Lisa. Now, let's take a look at the two profiles. First, the profile of sales manager, which Lisa Baker has. Now, as you can see, for the custom object customer meeting layout, the profile sales manager has create, read, edit, and delete all four rights. And the profile of standard platform user, which Susan and Sean have, they don't have any rights whatsoever to the customer meeting custom object. So to recap, Lisa Baker, who has the CEO role, has profile sales manager, which has create, read, update, and delete rights to the custom object customer meeting. Whereas Sean and Susan, who have COO and CFO roles respectively, they report to Lisa. Both of these users have standard platform user profile, and this profile does not have any rights whatsoever to the customer meetings custom object. What that means is that while Lisa can create, read, update, delete customer meeting object records, Sean and Susan cannot. So now let's log in as Lisa and see this in action. So now I have logged in as Lisa Baker. You can see that. Let's go to the customer meetings object and create a record. Just fill in the details. So as you can see, Lisa has been able to create a record of this customer meeting object. Platform user profile which has no access whatsoever to customer meeting object. So now I have logged in as Sean Smith. As you can see, here he has no access whatsoever to the customer meeting object. So far, we have seen how profiles can give or take any access to an object. But let's say, despite having the same profile as Sean, Susan needs to have an access to the customer meeting object. That can be achieved through the mechanism of permission set. Let's log in uh, as the admin to see the permission set which has been created for this purpose. So now as you can see, this customer meeting permission set has for the custom object customer meeting read, create and edit permissions. And as you can see, it has now been assigned to Susan Kent. That means Susan, though doesn't have the access to customer meeting object through her profile, she has access to create, read, and update the objects through this permission set. Now let's log in as Susan and we can see this in action. Now you can see that I have logged in as Susan now. So she has access to customer meeting. Let's create a new one. It's not filling the rest of the details. So as you can see, there is only edit permission. She doesn't have the delete permission to her own record. That is because the permission set only gave her create, edit, and read, but not delete. So far we have seen two aspects of the Salesforce security model, profiles and permission sets. Let's look at two more. Third one would be the organization-wide settings, and the next one would be roles. Now logged in as an admin, we can see that the customer meeting has org-wide setting as private. That means at the base level, the users will be able to see only their own records and not the records of any other user. But however, you can see that the object, for the object, the access has also been granted to the role hierarchy over here. So this is the private setting and this is granting access to the users who are up in the role hierarchy. So that means Lisa would have access to the records, customer meeting records, which are created by Susan, because Susan is reporting to Lisa in the organization role hierarchy. So Lisa can see Susan's customer meeting records, but not vice versa. So logged in as Susan, we can see that Lisa's record of the Mountain View demo meeting, it doesn't show up over here. Baker, you can see that this demo discussion with Nina, which belongs to Susan Kent, is visible to Lisa because Lisa is higher up in the role hierarchy than Susan. So in this video, we have seen how four parts of the Salesforce security model, profile, permission set, organization-wide settings, and role hierarchy contribute to keep the organization data secure.